As y'all know, the Texas Longhorns bounced back after taking an L last week. And this week they knocked off San Jose State. But from this week, next week, and the week after, got a bit of a breeze for a schedule. So I'm ready to kind of get into the schedule, you know what I'm saying? I know our defense looked good. Even against Ohio State, it looked good. You know, the score was 14-7, so it was a defensive game. Teams couldn't really get nothing going, but it was a number one team and a number three team. But Texas is now number 7, and we look good today. We won 38-7. You know, like I said, we got this week, next week, and the week after is, you know what I'm saying, a bit of it's a breeze. It's an easy schedule, so I'm really ready to get into the season, you know, and really just, you know what I'm saying, see how, because I know this defense looks very good, and I'm ready to see them match up against some opponents. Even though this year we still don't play Tennessee, Ole Miss, Alabama, so I'm really ready to see them teams, but you know, it is what it is. It's only our second year in the SEC. I know right now the Michigan and Oklahoma game is going, and that game is turning into a barn burner. You know, Michigan got that new freshman quarterback, and Oklahoma is sending them goons at them. You know, their defense look good. That's another team I'm ready to play, Oklahoma. You know, their defense look good, and their quarterback look good, running the ball like a running back. But, you know, I think UT defense, like we got one of the best defense in the SEC, really in just FBS. But, you know, like I said, this week, next week, and the week after is a bit of a breeze. It's not really just a game that I'm looking forward to these next couple weeks, but after that, we really get into the season, then, you know, that's when the season turned up. But that's just the beginning of the football season anyways. A lot of teams playing, you know, easy teams. So, but there's some close games, especially today. So let's get into it. South Florida is actually looking good. They beat Florida today. It was like 16-13 or 16-14. They won by a field goal. You know, when they blew Boise State out. So we'll see how South Florida play as the season go on, because they looking real good. I'm saying they beat Florida. Florida was ranked number 13. So Florida and South Florida wasn't ranked. So we'll see as the season go on if they're going to sneak Florida in that top 25, and South Florida can keep doing their thing as the season go on. Yeah, he knocked off Florida today. We also had that Baylor and SMU game. I watched some of that. I was pulling for SMU because I like that quarterback, Jennings, but they lost in overtime. They missed the field goal to win it. Then they missed another field goal in overtime. So shanked 2 field goals, and Baylor won with a field goal. But, you know, I was really pulling for SMU. But, you know, SMU still got a good team. You know, they was in the playoffs, the college playoffs last year. So, you know, they was ranked number 17 this year. But they lost to Baylor 48-45. Still early in the season. So we'll see, you know, we'll see. But I was pulling for them, but they couldn't pull it out. But it is what it is, you know. Also, I tuned into that Oregon State-Fresno State game. Oregon State took another L. You know, I like that Malik Murphy cat. I like how he put the ball in the air. He had like over 350 passing yards, 3 or 4 touchdowns. But he threw a game-sealing interception at the end when they was trying to march down the field. So he ended up taking an L to Fresno State. You know, but just be looking out for them as the season go on. They still early. They had a lot of adjustments and stuff, new QB and all of it. So we'll see how they keep going as the season go on. A&M took care of business against Utah State 44-22. You know, that's another team to be looking out for. Texas A&M as the season go on. They ranked number 19. They might move up even after this year. After this season. After this week. But we'll see. We'll see. Wow. So number 6, Oregon dismantled Oklahoma State. 69-3. Oklahoma State can only put up 3 points. Look like Oregon is picking up where they left off, and they look like they playing for vengeance. You know, they lost to Ohio State in the championship last year, and their quarterback looked good. You know, he was airing it out. That's Oregon. That's Oregon. They keep a good quarterback. They keep a bunch of skilled players on offense, and they all looked. They look sharp. They didn't miss a beat, and it wasn't like they played just anybody. They played Oklahoma State, and they beat them 69-3. So that's saying a whole lot. Miami number 5, they took care of business. 45-3, they beat that Bethune. You know what I'm saying? Really easy opponent, so we'll see as the season go on. They just had their new quarterback that transferred from Georgia, and he's now in Miami. Bama is rolling Louisiana Monroe 42-0 at half. And Arizona State, number 12, is losing to Mississippi State 17-3. Only a 2-possession game in the third quarter, so we'll see if Arizona State come back. But one thing about teams like Kansas State, Mississippi State, BYU, Boise State, Kentucky, they really don't make it to the big chip, but they keep a good team, and if you play around with them, you will find yourself getting beat, or if you find yourself unranked or in the top 5, top 10, they will knock you out. So those are teams you always got to look out for, because they will knock you out your top spot if you play around with them. Like I say, they really don't make it to the best, to the big chip or nothing, but they knock opponents off. And speaking of Kentucky and Ole Miss had a good game today. Ole Miss ended up pulling it out at the end. That was a real good, hard-nosed game. A lot of hitting, helmet clacking, all that. But Kentucky couldn't pull out. They ended up losing at home to Ole Miss. And Ohio State, the new number 1 team, they dismantled Grambling State 70-0. And Penn State is now number 2. They took care of business as well. Clemson number 8 is beating Troy right now. The game is over 27-16. Tennessee, ranked number 22, beat East Tennessee State 72-17. And Ole Miss, ranked number 20, played Kentucky, and the score of that game, as I just said, it was 30-23. Ole Miss pulled it out. And let's see here. Florida State with their new quarterback Castellanos, they beat East Texas A&M 77-3. They look like they had trouble, had a few setbacks, had a rocky couple years afterwards, because they was one of the top teams, but they kind of fell off. But they look like they bouncing back. They playing with vengeance. Them and LSU. LSU defense is stout. And Iowa State, ranked number 16, beat Iowa 16-13. But yeah, we had a lot of damn good games today. Like I say, it's still early in the season. The game's only gonna get better. So just stay tuned, as I will keep you all updated every Saturday and Sunday. Tomorrow we got NFL, so you'll see me again. With that being said, sign it off.